どうも、勝手に電力2.0で始めたいと思います。今日1257回目というところで、この自然エネルギー財団さんがですね、このインドネシアの脱炭素化みたいなところの少し出してもらったので、このあたりの少しトピックだけ少しお話しさせてもらいたいなと思ってますと。この The Current Narrative ということで、インドネシアの Great Renewable Energy Opportunity ということで、かなり再エネを導入するようなオポチュニティがあるんじゃないかというところで、ちょっとお話をされてますと。まさにこの Significant Largely Untapped Renewable Energy Potential the Indonesian Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, MEMR, estimates the early potential of its country as 3,686 gigawatts. This is significant. In comparison, Indonesia's total installed capacity was only 81 gigawatts. すごいですね。3686ギガワットもポテンシャルあるのに81ギガワットぐらいしかないと。In 2022, in other words, the the early potential of Indonesia is amply sufficient to meet the country's electricity consumption, even if it is strongly increasing as the population is growing and the economy keeps dynamically developing. Most of Indonesia's early potential comes from solar 3,295 gigawatts to lower the potential of the other early technologies is also abundant, ranging between 24 gigawatts for geothermal and 565 for wind. Thus, Indonesia can enjoy a variety of complementary early resources ってことで、これ見たらわかるように容量だけで、キロワットアワーで言うとまた違いますけれども、容量だけで言うと凄まじいポテンシャルがあると。で、in addition to the MEMR's estimate, the Institute for Essential Service Reform, IESR, an Indonesian think tank in the field of energy and environment, also provide estimates for the technical potential of early technologies in Indonesia. The IESR estimates that the country's solar potential could be up to 7,715 gigawatts, and those of onshore wind, bioenergy, and micro and small hydro up 106 gigawatts, 31 gigawatt, and 28 gigawatt representatively. Though the ISR estimates are somewhat different from those of the MEM, both the ISL and the MEMR estimates concur that the RE potential of Indonesia is massive. In February 2023, the MEMR noted that with less than 13 gigawatts of RE installed capacity at the end of 2022, only 0.3% of Indonesia's RE potential was utilized. This means that the country's significant RE potential is still largely untapped. Indonesia are installed capacity 2022 and utilized potential ということで、実際に結構ハイドロが入っている、水力が入っているんですね。Based on the ISR estimate, the potential of solar is widespread across Indonesia. The best wind potential are in the center of the country in Nusa Tenggara, 32 gigawatt, and Sulawesi, 25 gigawatt. Most of the bioenergy potential is Sumatra, 18 gigawatt west of India, and the highest micro, small, and hydro potential are Sumatra, 8 gigawatt, and Sulawesi, 6 gigawatt. Finally, according to the MAMO, the biggest geothermal potentials are found in Sumatra, 9 gigawatt, and Java Valley, 8 gigawatt. Java Valley hosts Jakarta, the capital of Indonesia, and it is the largest power system of the country. ということで、この Java Valley っていうところを見ても、実際にオンシェアのウィンドが多かったりするんですけど、太陽光見ても658ギガワット、スマトラで言うと2013ギガワット、このカリマンタンでも3078、スラブして547、で、ヌサトゥンガルで言うと391みたいなのがあるので、かなりやっぱり太陽光の容量っていうと、やっぱりポテンシャルがあるんじゃないかってことですね。Renewable energy cost competitive against fossil power. In 2023, studies separately conducted by Bloomberg, one of the global authority on energy economics, and the AISR boss concluded that RE is generally cost competitive against fossil power in Indonesia. Under favorite conditions, RE technologies are even outcoming coal and gas power. In December 2023, Bloomberg published its latest levelized cost of electricity (LCOE) update. For the second half of 2023, this analysis showed that, except for onshore wind, the benchmark for the LCOE or RE technology range between $74 per megawatt hour and 114 megawatt per megawatt hour. In comparison, the benchmark for the LCOE of coal and then 76 per megawatt hour, and that of the CCGT is 111 megawatt hour. This means that clean energy can typically deliver electricity at a similar cost to polluting coal and gas power. ということで、実際にコールとこのガスに対して、実はもう再エネのところは、一部のものに関してはかなりもう匹敵するようなコストでいけると。Published a few months earlier, in March 2023, the ISR study is an insightful complementary piece of information, though it is a little less recent than Bloomberg Neft analysis. The ISR analysis is more exhaustive. It is notably provide broader technological coverage as well as rich supporting explanation. The ISR study largely share the same key conclusions as that of Bloomberg. In Indonesia, RE is cost competitive with fossil power and under favorable conditions, it is cheaper. Chapter ISR, LCOE, and selected technologies Indonesia. Solar PV utility scale, and solar PV rooftop ということで、実際に$41だったり$64っていうところまで下がってくるっていうところが見込まれている。Moving forward, RE will certainly have a clean cost advantage over fossil power in Indonesia. There are two reasons for which this decisive development will take place. First, there is still room for the cost of RE to be reduced. In particular, the cost of solar photovoltaic PV is expected to decrease further. Despite being already cost competitive, the LCOE of solar PV in Indonesia remains relatively high compared to global standards. This is because of the local content requirement LCR regulation, which requires the use of domestic solar modules. で、まさにこれ、ドメスティック、パネルの規制ですね、国産っていうところの。The capacity of the Indonesian solar PV manufacturers to produce high-quality solar modules at competitive cost is currently limited. This affects project financing and increases the investment cost. Solutions to this problem exist. For example, the LCR regulation may be eased by allowing developers to import more materials, and international solar manufacturers may be attracted to set up production facility in Indonesia thanks to tax benefits. Second, any option directly targeting fossil power to decarbonize Indonesia's power sector will result in a cost increase for fossil power. These options include carbon pricing, internalize the negative internalities from polluting fossil power plants, and expensive technology to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions from fossil power plants, coal, ammonia, confirming, and CCS. In September 2023, Indonesia launched its domestic carbon exchange, including an emission trading system, ETS. This initiative is yet to gain momentum because of the lack of demand for carbon credits, but it is the first step in the right direction. Regarding coal, ammonia, confirming, and CCS, their poor tracks record and the fact that they necessarily add fossil power costs signal major economic risks for investors. More precisely, in two reports published in October 2023, Bloomberg estimated that the LCOE of coal power is approximately increased by 20 to 50 per megawatt hour in the case of the coal ammonia confirming 75% to 25% and 45 to 75 per megawatt hour in the case of CCS. Reaching high shares of renewable energy electricity is feasible and profitable. In Indonesia, there is common persistent misbelief among electricity planners, regulators, and power utilities that high share of RE, especially high share of solar and wind impair grid operations and increase the cost of electricity. Likewise, this outdated mindset is often observed in Japan. Between May 2021 and October 2022, three landmark studies dedicated to the decarbonization of Indonesia have been published, conducted by the International Energy Agency, IEA, the International Renewable Energy Agency, IRENA, and the ISR in the cooperation with Agora, NGON, and the LUT University. All these studies demonstrate that not only it is possible to integrate high shield of RE into power system operations at least 85% of total electricity generation, but also that it is more cost efficient over time. For the sake of consciousness, in this section, the IEA study is focused on, but the key findings of the IRENA and IESR studies are relatively similar. In September 2022, the IEA published an energy sector roadmap to net zero emission in Indonesia. In this report, the IEA centered its analysis on the scenario called Announced Pledge Scenario APS in which Indonesia reached net zero emission and economy-wide basis by 2060. This analysis finds that in the APS, the share of RE in the country total electricity generation reached 90% in 2060. Among RE technologies, solar PV is the leading technology thanks to its excellent potential and cost competitiveness. Conversely, the contributions of fossil power plants equipped with CCUS and those using ammonia or hydrogen are marginal, just a little more than 5%。実際にやっぱりソーラーっていうのがかなりメインのパーセンテージになってくるっていうところがあると。実際、in terms of electricity cost, the IEA projects that in the APS, the cost of electricity will first increase from approximately 80 per megawatt hour in 2070 to 2021 to 90 dollars per megawatt hour in 2030 due to rising CO2 prices. やっぱりカーボンプライシング強いですね。Which revenues can be used to compensate consumers or to drive growth by lowering other taxes. Then the cost of electricity will be broadly stable to 2040 before starting a long-term structural decline thanks to the cost effectiveness of RE relative to fossil fuels. Ultimately, in 2060, the cost of electricity will be below $60 per megawatt hour, which is affordable. For Indonesia to successfully manage the integration of high share of RE, expanding and reinforcing the electrical grid is a top priority. This is because the electricity generated in RE research rich area needs to be transported to demand centers where it will be consumed. Both transmission and distribution lines should be further developed. Concerning transmission lines, more specifically, deployment should take place between islandic power systems and sea lines and within islandic power systems. Battery storage is another important solution expected to provide flexibility, やっぱフレキシビリティの話しますね, to Indonesia's power system, especially from the 2030s. Indonesia, industrial development made possible by the energy transition. On the one hand, Indonesia is the world's largest coal exporter, global market share of 28% in 2022, but around 85% of its coal exports go to countries with net zero emission targets, China, India, Japan, South Korea, casting doubt over long-term export prospects. On the other hand, Indonesia is by far the world's largest producer of nickel by 50%. It is also the world's second largest producer of cobalt 10%, third largest producer of tin 18%, 60th largest producer of the bauxite 5%, from which aluminum is derived, and seventh largest producer of copper 4%. All these materials are critical for making various clean energy technologies such as battery, solar PV module, and wind turbines. ということで、実際ニッケルがすごいシェアを占めていたり、コバルト、来たっていうところもまだまだあるというところですね。Thus, the strong growth in clean energy technology worldwide provides further opportunity for Indonesia to position itself as a reliable supplier of critical mineral while also capturing additional value around supply chain. As demonstrated by recent events, the country has started seizing this industrial opportunity. In September 2021, South Korea conglomerate Hyundai and LG began construction of Indonesia's first electric vehicle EV battery plant in the Karawang Regency, province of West Java. This plant is worth 1.1 billion area, and it is expected to have an annual production capacity of 10 gigawatt hours. In late 2021 and early 2022, the Indonesian government signed MOUs with several companies to support domestic EV battery manufacturing, including 10 billion on MOU with LG. Moreover, those Indonesia currently lags its Southeast Asian peers, Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam. In solar PV manufacturing capacity, progress is expected with new projects in the pipeline. The ISR noted in a report published in December 2023 that new manufacturing capacity for polysilicon production, cell manufacturing, and module assembly is planned in the country. An example of this product is that of the American company SEG Solar, which is investing to set up manufacturing in Batam, province of Central Java, with annual production capacity of 5 gigawatts of solar cells and 3 gigawatts of solar modules. It may be briefly noted here that mining is associated with environmental issues, including GHG emissions, impact on local air quality, water use, water quality, biodiversity, and land use, as well as handling of mining waste. In Indonesia, nickel deposits cover vast areas and are often located beneath rainforests with rich biodiversity and carbon stocks. These deposits are generally mined using open cut method because laterite ore and found near the surface and located horizontally in the soil. These methods generate substantial volume of tailing waste. Against this backdrop, tailing watering techniques such as pressure filtering and thickening agents are being adopted to reduce land use and lower risk of the dam failure and acid drainage. For example, in 22, PT Huawei Nickel Cobalt Laterite Nickel ore project decided to use filtration technology to dewater its tailings. Finally, it is important to stress that for Indonesia to become a real leader of the energy transition, it will need not only to manufacture clean energy technologies, but also manufacture these technologies using RE instead of fossil fuels. This is currently the case, coal powering nickel smelters. The most effective way to achieve this transition is to maximize the electrification of the final energy consumption, hence the necessity of decarbonizing the country's power sector.